Welcome to the most anticipated video of the entire world. I, Keiko of Anime, will be breaking down the greatest anime of the...
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Okay.
Okay?
Are you?
Absolutely.
This is my top 5 anime so far in 2021. But first, let me give you my honorable mentions. Vivy Fluoride's Ice Song. To be honest, Vivy was an anime that I was extremely hyped for. The story was written by the author of ReZero, and it was done by Wit Studio, who brought us Attack on Titan. Now personally, it didn't live up to my preconceived hype that I gave it. Now by no means am I saying Vivy was bad. I thought it was a really good anime. I loved Vivy as a character, fight scene animation was really good, the art was honestly fantastic, some of these frames were incredible, but the overall plot of the story, in my opinion, was just a bit subpar. It didn't hold my attention the way I thought it would. Quintessential Quintuplet Season 2 honestly was amazing. I loved every second of it. It just doesn't crack the top 5. My other honorable mentions are 86 and Wonder Egg Priority. So coming in at number 5, we have My Hero Academia Season 5. So if you didn't know by now, I'm actually a really big My Hero Academia fan, hence why this is so high on my list. This was the very first manga that I actually started reading from chapter 1. So I've personally been invested in My Hero since the very beginning. Knowing that I've been there since the beginning makes me feel like I'm part of some secret club, but in reality it just means I'm a total nerd. But My Hero this season has been debatably pretty average, but I think there's been a couple character moments that have been pretty major, including one with Bakugo and a big revelation with Deku, which has kept this season very entertaining. Also, I'm anticipating that the next 2 arcs to be animated will be really good, especially the last one. By the end of this season, who knows, My Hero Academia might even go higher on my top list. Next, we got To Your Eternity. Now there's a good reason why I haven't watched some of these sad anime and manga, and it's because I want to be happy. And I know these series will make me very sad. Yet here I am, watching To Your Eternity. So we follow a mysterious immortal being known as the Orb. So it somehow appears on Earth with no identity and no emotions. This orb is able to take the shape of things that end up leaving a lasting impression on it. Going through the story and the events, it ends up taking the form of a human and going by the name of Fushi. So essentially, we're watching a being that transforms based on its own experiences. This story really dives into human emotion and how impactful relationships and death can be. It's going to continue airing into next season, so I'm really looking forward to how this finishes. Next, we got ReZero Season 2 Part 2. You know, I thought about not putting season 2s or sequels in this list, but I just couldn't help myself because I love ReZero so much. In its entirety, ReZero is probably one of my all-time favorite anime, and according to light novel readers, we're just hitting the tip of the iceberg. Apparently it gets a lot better from here. This latest season, specifically season 2 part 2, was a little bit dragged out at times, and sometimes I even got a little confused, but I do think that's just the nature of the story for ReZero, and in the future, a lot of the plot points and questions that I had will probably be answered. But, like huge but here, I'm extremely grateful for White Fox and what they do with ReZero. They're putting in literally every detail they can squeeze into this anime. Like almost every episode is 29 minutes, and half the episodes, either the opening or the ending is skipped just to give us more content. That is literally some insane dedication. At number 2, we got my personal favorite from last anime season, Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation. The show was just on its own level in terms of quality. So the story revolves around a guy, well, you can guess, honestly, gets hit by a truck. Now, you obviously know the rest. I don't need to explain how isekai works. I will say, it has some of the most wholesome cast of characters I've ever seen. I mean, Dad, he's awesome. He cheats on his wife. Our main character, Rudius, is just a very upstanding guy. I mean, he's absolutely never done anything wrong. I mean, wait, what? From the get-go, this dude is an absolute piece of shit. Like, it's almost bad enough to where you don't want to watch the show. But it gets a little bit better, and I'm really hoping he shows more progression because then his character can be at least enjoyed a bit. But I will say the world building and overall immersion of this anime just really brings me in. I just really cannot wait for the second core of this show this coming fall. And coming in at number 1, we get the Big Daddy best show that I've seen all year so far, which is Tokyo Revengers. This has easily been the most enjoyable anime of the year for me, and honestly just the most enjoyable anime that I've watched in a long time. At its core, Tokyo Revengers is just a massive redemption story, but it's framed as a time travel mystery, but it's just so much more than that. And it's really one of the only anime that's kept me extremely interested episode after episode, wondering what is going to happen next. How is Takemichi going to pull this off? And for a little bit I was worried about Takemichi because he just constantly kept taking L's. But after continuing to watch, that wasn't the case. He finally caught a dub. And another thing about this show is it doesn't have the most flashiest animation, the best fight scenes, the best anything. But what it does really well is the flow of the storytelling is incredible. It keeps you on your toes at all times. And you really want to root for the main character. And Tokyo Revengers overall, just a really great show.
Rest of me. Rest of me. Wake up, filthy. Wake up, filthy. Wake up, filthy. Wake up, filthy.
So that was my top 5 anime so far of this year. If you disagree with this list, let me know in the comments because I would love to get your input. And if you made it this far into the video, it would be awesome if you would drop a like, because I really want to try to continue growing on YouTube, and liking and subscribing is the best way that I can grow. Thanks for watching, guys. This is K-Corb Anime, and we'll see you next time.